Hello guys and welcome back to another episode of our Sheffield United RTG career mode here on EAFC 24. We are returning today, obviously still in the midst of the transfer window. We've got 12 million left in the budget as we look to continue bolstering the squad this year. I think my main concern is definitely the squad depth at the moment. We've got 39 players in the squad, but a lot of them currently out on loan. If you take a look at the actual team, the numbers have dwindled from last year. We've not got many in the resis now, so definitely need to look to bring in some more faces to bolster the squad this season. We're also now only a fortnight away from the Premier League opener at home to Brighton and Hove Albion, so I think what we're going to do is actually kick off this episode with a signing. Let's go and see who we've got on the shortlist. I think for me, especially in the centre of the park with us playing this diamond, it feels like we're very short of bodies in there at the moment. Now there are a lot of names on the short list. Looking at a couple of players we could potentially bring on loan, although the loan system is completely broken. But I think the one I'm actually going to go for is Mohamed El Neni, released by Arsenal at the end of the season. And I think coming in as a squad player to play second fiddle to Vini Souza, who of course is going to start the majority of our games. I think he's an experienced player now at 32 years of age, got lots of international caps, played in Europe for Arsenal. Seems like a good signing now that we're establishing ourselves as a Premier League team. So El Neni is looking for an important squad role. Now I don't want to undercut him here. I am a little bit worried that if we go in too low, he's going to walk out. He's not going to be an important first team player, but we'll see if he's happy. Yeah, he is happy at 32.5. I think that's a reasonable wage for El Neni. Obviously, as I mentioned, lots of experience, but taking a step down to join us here. So then guys, another midfielder through the door, and we have jumped into the loan market for this one. It's a man with a very bright future, Kobbie Mainoo, who's going to join from Manchester United on a 12-month loan. He just gives us a little bit more cover. I'm sure that Man United will be happy to get him some game time, and he looks pretty decent, only 66 overall, but at 19 years of age, still got loads of room to grow. We know that he's got a very bright future. He'll probably get recalled in January due to the broken game mechanics, but he just offers us some more squad depth in this first half of the season. And with Mainoo in on loan, I'm just taking a look at the players with their contracts up at the end of the season. We sort of discussed this in the season opener. Obviously El Neni's just come in and we only gave him a 1-year deal at the age of 32. We'll see how he gets on and whether we want to offer him another extension later on in the season. Obviously Ollie Norwood at 33 was hoping he was going to retire at the end of this year, but we'll probably let him walk on a free come the end of the season. And the other man is George Baldock, and I've got a bit of a plan up my sleeve which will unfold in just a moment. If that doesn't come to fruition, then we will probably just let him walk on a free next summer. So I did get on really well with George Baldock last season, but with his contract coming to an end now at 31 years of age, I'm interested in bringing in Connor Roberts from Burnley. Now, if they are happy to take Baldock the other way, which I think is quite a realistic swap deal, then I'd love to bring Connor in. And yeah, straight off the bat, Vincent Kompany has said yes to that. So it's going to be pretty much a straight swap. 2.8 million included, which is well under the valuation, and Baldock heading the other way. Let's see if we can agree terms with Connor. So a 3-year contract for Connor Roberts. We're going to go in at 30 grand a week, and the Wales international is happy with that. I think that's a great bit of business, that bringing Connor in from relegated Burnley. George Baldock going the other way. Championship probably about his level at this stage of his career. I think that's a really good deal, bringing Connor to the club, and he'll provide a great backup for Jayden Bogle down that right hand side. So a couple of new faces in at the beginning of this episode. Connor Roberts will take a seat on the bench for now, but as I've mentioned, will provide great backup to Jayden Bogle. Mohamed El Neni, where is he down here? Brilliant backup to Vini Souza, but especially when we get to the busy December, January, Christmas period where we've got games coming thick and fast. And Kobbie Mainoo, the thing I love about him him. It's really well-rounded, high work rates, and he can play in all three of the midfield positions. Slightly deeper as a 6, either side as an 8, or in behind our 2 strikers as a number 10. I do still think the squad is maybe 1, 2, possibly even 3 players away from being ready for the season. We have been very busy so far, but it's time for the Premier League opener. Brighton and Hove Albion, who struggled alongside us last season. Great opportunity to begin the season with a victory, and we started last season really well as Man City beat Arsenal on the opening day and lay down their foundations for the season. But yeah, we started really well last season, and that actually had a massive impact on keeping us up last year. So I want to make sure that we do the same this year and get off to a winning start. So season 2 getting underway here with Sheffield United at Bramall Lane. A couple of debutants for us today, and namely in goal between the sticks, new signing Gavin Bazunu, of course, getting the nod as our number 1 this year. Ryan Giles at left back also making his debut today. And Lucas Sucic in behind our 2 strikers, Danny Ings and Cameron Archer, looking for him to be the creative spark this season. As I said, desperate to get off to a winning start this campaign. I'm expecting a tough game, but let's go out there and get the job done. Come on, you Blades. Greaves into Vinny Souza. Hopefully we can keep him fit this year. Obviously, with Sucic coming in, it does mean that we can drop Gustavo Harmer slightly deeper. And here is Sucic offloading to Archer. And it's a brilliant start from our new Croatian attacking midfielder. Harmer will swing the corner, and it's a dangerous ball, and it's well defended. Positive start from the Blades here. Harmer down the right into the penalty area. Looks to pull it across. It's found its way. Oh, is that Sucic on his debut? What a start for the Croatian. We spent big bucks on him in the summer. He was my signing, and Lucas Sucic, 10 minutes into his debut, scores the opener this season. Here's Harmer into Vinny Souza. Harmer again. Sucic has Giles in support. The 2 new signings linking up. Giles looks for Ings, who does get his header on target. Quite a difficult chance, and Sherpen manages to save it. It's all one-way traffic at the moment. Stupinian looking to take on Gus Harmer, who sticks with him and does really well and comes away with the ball, and he's away from Estupinian here. And Sucic has Ings in support. Was he onside? I think he was. Danny Ings, look to find Archer in the middle. Great opportunity to make it too. Sucic, lovely ball round the corner. Souza couldn't quite find Archer again. We've been so close to getting that second. We do lead at the break, and I think a second will be enough to see this out. Brighton not testing us at all in that first half. Lucas Sucic, what a debut from the Croatian. Estupinian runs into Harmer, but still comes away with it. Good from Estupinian. Shot comes in, and there is the equaliser for Brighton. We know that our Achilles heel last year was our defence, and it looks as if we may have that same problem again. Should have killed the game off in the first half, and he came inside, and maybe Bazunu should have done better. Potentially unsighted by Greaves, stood in front of him, maybe. But no, I think he should save that, Gavin. Greaves striding forward, finds Sucic. Luke has been the danger man. Sucic, great effort, and pushed away. Corner for the Blades. We were dangerous from them last year. It's into Ings, and it's well defended. Stupinian with the block, but Bogle picks it up again. He's goal side there, Jaden. Finds Harmer, and Sucic! Oh, it's just wide. And that might just do it. And there is the whistle. Spoils shed on the opening day. Not going to complain with a point, but I do feel there was a potential for all 3 there. Brighton, of course, a side that have played European football over the last couple of seasons, so we cannot complain with it. But as I say, it does feel a little bit like we may have dropped the 2 points there. I'll take it on the opening day, though. So we're going to be dipping into the free agents pool once again here, just to bolster out the squad. And Josh Brownhill is going to be joining Connor Roberts in switching Burnley for Sheffield. as he joins us on a free. Just a solid player. He's probably not going to pop up with loads of goals and assists, but he's going to do the dirty work in that midfield. Another player who can play any of those midfield positions, CDM, centre mid or cam, and it's just a bit of a no-brainer for me. As I mentioned, just a really solid outfit. So pretty decent point on the opening day, and I believe the Carabao Cup second round draw has been made, and it will be Brighton once again. So I believe that comes after our next game against Bournemouth in the Premier League, which is coming up next. Brighton will be travelling back to Bramall Lane to take us on again in the second round of the Carabao Cup. So rolling straight into the next one, it's Bournemouth away down on the south coast. We of course had a bit of a cracker here towards the end of last season, where I was getting pretty stressed out because I felt we definitely should have won the game. Only came away with a point in the end after a 3-3 draw. But looking to hopefully pick up our first win of the season here. We're unchanged from that league opener against Brighton. So, as I say, hoping to pick up our first 3 points and remain unbeaten to kick off the campaign. Nice build up this from Bournemouth. And it's into keeper Moore, and Bazunu, who didn't really have anything to do in the last game, is forced into action there to deny the Welshman. It's well played by Traore from the short corner, and Hackney steps in. And danger here as it's pulled all the way back to the edge of the box where Sucic picks it up. But yeah, just want us to be more consistent this year. We were so hit and miss last season. And form, I didn't really touch on it too much last year, but form is so important in career mode that if you go into a bad patch of form, it's so hard to get out of. Whereas if you go into good form, you feel like you can go to the Etihad and win. So really important for us to kick off this season brightly. Oh, has that nearly found Giles at the back post? Really important that we kick off the season brightly and go into good form. Here's Sucic. Back to Danny Ings. What a block that is. That was surely finding its way into the back of the net, and we do look the more likely here. Harmer to swing the delivery in. Dangerous ball. Greaves, who scores here for the second season in a row. Jacob Greaves, who is getting the nod at the moment. Obviously, Trusty's still down injured. Kelly brought in the summer, but we're sticking with the man that we signed from Hull a year ago. And as he did last season, he's headed us into a lead here at the Vitality. Still Bournemouth have the ball with Kiefer Moore, and Hackney gets around him and wins it back. Now Giles, can we spring on the break? Giles back into Hackney, and Hayden bursting through the midfield. Now you might remember there was a bid from Bournemouth for Hayden this summer, and he might get an assist, and he has. Just before the break, Sheffield United double their lead, and it's the Archer who gets his first of the campaign. It's a nice build-up from Bournemouth. Don't let them back into it straight away. Favre. Oh, Bogle switched off at the back stick, and Bazunu turns it away. Bogle completely switching off there. Didn't get round on the cover. And Bournemouth nearly back into it. Here's Sucic. Bogle down the right. Such a threat on the overlap. Jayden Bogle, it's 3. Didn't get a single goal last season, but it's taken him until just match day 2 to notch up his first of this campaign. Brilliant counter-attack, and Sucic again involved. Lovely ball. Bogle gets away from Traore and then drills it into that top corner. Brilliant goal, and that should see us away with the 3 points. Chance here for Bournemouth trying to unlock our defence and ruin the clean sheet, but the shot is wide, and that will do it. The third goal did kill the game off. It's a first clean sheet of the season for new man Gavin Bazunu, and 3 points on the board early on for Sheffield United. Brilliant start to the season. Before we play Brighton again in the Carabao Cup with about £6.25 million in the budget, I'd like to bring in a new centre-back who can play on the right-hand side of our defence. Obviously, I mentioned in that last game we've got Greaves, Kelly and Trusty who can play on the left, but only really Anel to play on the right. So I'd like to bring in a young defender who can learn from Anel and play on that right hand side. And my main transfer target for that position is Andrew Omobamidele from now Nottingham Forest, moved on from Norwich in the save. Really good young defender. Now, I don't really think I have anyone that I want to offer in the deal, so it looks as if we're just going to have to pay up. I'm going to try and undercut them here, as they were relegated to the Championship. They want Ryan Brewster, but he's obviously just signed that new deal with us. 4.25? Yeah, 4.25 million. And Steve Cooper, whose head is intact this time around, if you know what I'm on about from earlier on in the series. So Omobamidele happy with a rotation squad role. He's got 3 years left on his current contract, so we're going to boost his wages from 20 to 25 grand a week. And Omobamidele will join us here at Bramall Lane from relegated Nottingham Forest. So Andrew joins us on a 4-year deal. Really happy with this signing. Good young Irish centre-back. He's very, very physical. You can see the high strength, high jumping. He's quick as well. 6'3", so very tall. And I think learning from Anel, he is going to be great cover on that right-hand side of our defence. And he joins fellow Irishman Gavin Bazunu, who joined us from the Saints earlier on this season. So rolling into the next one, it's Brighton once again at home at Bramall Lane. I've made 10 changes for this one. Veltman away from Ollie Norwood here. Still Veltman. Back to the young man Hinchelwood. And that's a dangerous ball inside. Surely offside. Nothing given. Oh, and Fraser Forster makes a brilliant save. And Brighton take the lead just before the break. Flicked on well, and Sucic is able to turn. Lovely from Luca, and Norwood's on the run. Ollie Norwood wearing the armband today. Norwood levels it up. And Estupinian still on the edge of the box. Oh, it's a brilliant ball. João Pedro's run off his man. And João Pedro puts Brighton ahead once again. Oh, well, and then he gets a good foot in. Jebison through the gap. Shea Adams fires us back on level terms. First goal since returning. Kelly, poor ball. And we're in trouble here. Straight from kickoff. João Pedro. Oh, it's gone in. Slimani now into El Neni. Good ball inside. Jebison looking to turn. Jebison, 3 apiece. Cracker in the Carabao Cup. And now Adams looking to hold the ball up for his teammates so that we can spring a counter. Adams has Roberts in support. Great opportunity this. Shea Adams pegs it back for Brewster. From one end to the other. And Sheffield United have won it. Brewster off the bench in a 7-goal thriller in the Carabao Cup. So Crystal Palace up next with just 1 point from their opening 2 games, where a win here, depending on other results, could see us go to top of the table. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. So 3rd game of the episode at Bramall Lane, where we know we are a lot stronger than when we travel on the road. But that only win this season has come in the league on the road away at Bournemouth. So same starting lineup that started that fixture, and it's another great opportunity to pick up a further 3 points. Here's Lucas Sucic. Gap sort of opening up for him here. Luka runs into it and fires the shot on goal. Lucas Sucic has been so impressive in these opening few games. Here we come again. Danny Ings back to Sucic, and he's just waiting to tap home, as he did on the opening day against Brighton. Luka Sucic, 2nd goal, and I believe he's also got 2 assists this season. What a start to life in Sheffield. And Ryan's carried on his run down the left and gets the return off Archer into the penalty area here, and pegged back for Danny Ings, surely for 2. And it's Danny's first of the campaign. We know how important he was for us last year in keeping us in the top division. And he's kicked off his first full season at Bramall Lane with his first of the season. Brilliant ball by Ryan Giles, our new man down that left-hand side. Pegs it back to Danny Ings, and we could be on our way to another important 3 points here. So there is the full-time whistle, and it's back-to-back 3-0 victories for Sheffield United, who close out the month of August unbeaten. Let's go and head into transfer deadline day and make a couple of final signings to bolster our squad this season. Brilliant start to the campaign. Alright then guys, into transfer deadline day here, and I've got one or two signings that I would like to try and make before the end of today's deadline. The thing that I'm hoping for most is that we don't receive any big bids for our star players. As I've already mentioned before, I'm not going to stand in the way of any of our players if they get offers from bigger clubs, so I'm hoping that all the big teams stay away in the final 10 hours. So one signing that I am looking to make is Ola Aina, who was released from relegated Nottingham Forest. Obviously, we've done a lot of business with the teams that went down last year. Ola was released, and you can see very, very physical player. Pretty good technically on the ball as well. And I think this guy is a dual-sided fullback. He's played left and right throughout his career. So I think he's a great squad player to have for this upcoming season. Let's see if we can bring him in. So Ola Aina has decided to join us after a bit of back and forth with his agent. The 27-year-old former Chelsea and Forest defender has decided to put pen to paper on the deal to join the Blades. With Ben Osborne, I used him quite a lot as a left centre mid last year. Of course, with Ryan Giles coming in, he's going to be our starting left back, but Ola Aina, the long-term replacement at least for that backup left back position, with Osborne probably only staying for this year or potentially the next as well. And one final bit of business here. In the last hour of transfer deadline day, we have loaned in Angelo from Chelsea, another loanee from one of the top sides, young Brazilian. Now, he is a right winger, but looking at this guy's stats, I think he could provide great backup and competition for Luka Sucic in that central attacking midfield role. Really happy to get this guy in on loan. So guys, that will do it. That will do it for transfer deadline day. No big bids for any of our star players, and Angelo joins us on loan from Chelsea and Ola Aina joins on a free. Pretty happy with our transfer window. Let me know what you rate it out of 10 for this second season down in the comments below. And now as we head into September, some good news. Austin Trusty is back available after that long 7-month absence due to the ACL injury he sustained last season, so we'll look to get him back to fitness. We've also got our second month's worth of scouting from England, Greece and Norway, so we're going to take a look if there's anyone who will make the cut this month. So a couple of decent options from England here, but I'm not going to promote anyone just yet. Want to narrow down those potential ranges before we go ahead with signing anyone, but some good signs from England. Similar story here in Norway. Erland Johansson looks very good, but I'm not going to give him a pro deal just yet. I think 1 month scouting further will do for the Norwegian shot stopper. But yeah, a couple of decent players in here as well. And again, a similar story from Greece. Kletos Harris definitely looks like the best Greek player so far, but at the moment with the pretty low overall, we're just going to keep scouting him for now. Might potentially get a pro deal in the next couple of months. And as for the youth academy itself, still a couple of decent players in here, mainly from last season's scouting, but Georgios Dimitriou, really like the look of this 15-year-old defender. If that potential stays quite high, then he definitely looks like he may get a pro deal come the end of the season. Alright then guys, and that is where we will leave it for today's episode, where as you can see, Sheffield United, only after 3 games, do sit top of the Premier League table. There's still a long way to go, and we're certainly not going to be there come the end of the season. We have had some nice fixtures to kick off the campaign, but a brilliant start. So guys, that is where we'll leave it for today. I'll catch you in the next episode where we'll crack on with some more Premier League games very soon. Peace.